Good afternoon. This is Brother T from the Led by the Lord channel, coming to you this afternoon. Today I want to speak about something that I believe we all have to deal with on a daily basis, and that's temptation. Temptation. No man nor woman is immune to temptation, and we all must be watchful and vigilant to it at all times. Looks good, feels good, makes us tempted to want to do something. It's tempting. It looks good, it feels good, so it's tempting. It's like we're being called or pushed into doing something. Now listen, everything that looks good on the outside is not good on the inside. Just because it's shiny and bright doesn't mean it's a precious metal. As they would say, all that glitters is not gold. Just because it's glittering doesn't mean it's gold. I don't want to, now, when we think about, as we see these things, it's our eyes. The image comes through our eyes, whatever we're seeing that's tempting us or that's shiny, that's attracting our attention. But I don't want to blame our eyes, because most of the time, what is tempting to us is just what the eyes are focused on. It's not the eyes that's sending the message. But you see, the eyes don't process the information that they bring in. So that's why we can't blame our eyes. They're just the camera that sees the image. Our eyes, as in a camera, the image or the retina is reversed. Objects above the center project to the lower part and vice versa. The information from the retina in the form of electrical signals is sent via the optic nerve to other parts of the brain, which ultimately processes the image and allows us to see. So it's our brains, not our eyes, that processes what the camera, the eyes see. Romans 12, verse 2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God. You may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. So this tells us that we need to discern what is good and what is acceptable for our lives in the sight of the Lord. You see, temptation is the desire to do something, especially something wrong or unwise. We see the tempting of Jesus by the devil in Matthew chapter 4, verse 7. It is written again, you shall not tempt the Lord your God. But again, the devil took Jesus up on an exceedingly high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. And the devil said to Jesus, all these things I will give to you if you will fall down and worship me. Here the devil is trying to tempt Jesus to fall down and worship him. But let's look at Matthew chapter 4, verse 10. Then Jesus said to him, away with you, Satan, for it is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and him only you shall serve. And sometimes when we get bad processed thoughts from our brains, we need to say, "Get behind me, Satan. Get behind me, Satan. You have no place in my brain, in my heart, or in my spirit." Now, we have to be vigilant because temptation is always around us. It's there every day trying to entice us. Thus, temptation in the Lord's Prayer, Matthew 6:13, means a trial of our moral nature. A trial of our moral nature. For God, being holy, does not tempt men to sin. So God would never tempt us to do something wrong or sinful. James chapter 1, verse 13. Let no one say when he is tempted, "I am tempted by God." For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he himself tempt anyone. So the primary meaning of the word temptation in the Bible denotes a trial in which man has a free choice of being faithful or unfaithful to God. Now, temptation also can make us eat or drink things that are tempting to us. Greasy foods, too much salt, sugary drinks. And God knows that they are not good for our bodily temples. So now we can bring in our noses, because if we smell something that smells good, like a cake baking, or for me, some collard greens cooking, makes us want some, whether we should have it or not. So let's be aware of all the ways we can be tempted. Amen? And you have a blessed day, and I will pray for you, and I pray that you would pray for me. Amen?